Hi there, Libra, Healing Grasshopper, here to do your February 2026 monthly reading. Let's see what we got. Queen of Cups. Okay, Queen of Cups is bringing a healthy sense of self and a habit of putting oneself first and protecting one's heart and aspiration. How that's applying to you, we're going to see in just a moment. Not really. Okay. So the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords together um really feels like self-awareness um and a strong connection to spirit. You are very present and focused on growth here because there is an ending happening. It's like ending in progress. Um, and when you have the Death here and the Queen of Cups, this points to relationships, or at least something that you were passionate about in the past that is ending, that no longer serves you. But the Ace of Swords in the center here says that you know this. You know that it no longer serves you. You know that it needs to go. You're aware that the season has ended, which is half the battle, Libra. Because, once you're denying an ending and you're in really mired in denial, that just prolongs everything and just prevents you from moving on. But you really seem like you're ready to move on. Not reversed. Ready to move on. Nine of Cups, right? Wheel of Fortune in the center. Okay. See, this is a very strong message here. And look at the King of Cups here. Libra, you could almost end the reading here. I'm not going to. There are plenty more cards to pull out. But this tells a full story of a very healthy mind and heart here, where you have been through something that has really taught you a lot. Um, and for each person, obviously, there are going to be different lessons. But still, regardless of what the lessons were, there were lessons that really fortified you and helped you grow. The Eight of Cups proves all of that because that Eight of Cups is the be your own hero card in my readings, is what I call it. This guy is brave enough to walk away from these cups because he knows that they're not for him any longer. So he's walking off to find what does suit him, what's out there for him. That takes a lot of fortitude and wisdom. That this is announced in the very beginning. This covered chalice was built. She wasn't born with that chalice all, bedazzled and covered. She, made that chalice and covered it and bedazzled it, um, because inside is her heart, her hopes, her dreams that she keeps, that she holds dear. This is choosing yourself and protecting your own interests, which is something that we learn over time, right? Through a lot of pain and heartbreak. So you are entering the energy that you have here, entering the month of February, is a strong sense of self and putting oneself first. Focusing on forward movements. The Wheel of Fortune is about good fortune. This is the universe smiling down at you and wanting to deliver you blessings. Um, the King of Cups, along with the Queen of Cups, is such a beautiful song of um, a healthy attitude, a healthy heart, and fortitude. Like I said, this energy is putting oneself first. This energy is having an even temper, of thinking rationally, of not putting your heart on your sleeve, of um, being self aware and not letting your emotions um, overtake you and cloud your decision making, right? So, and then my eyes went up here to the Ace of Swords. This is a mind clear as a bell in this reading. It's clear as a bell because of what you went through, how you've grown through it, and your connection to spirit too. That's brought you to where you are. So this is a bright beginning here. What else do we have? Mouth without spirit. The Emperor. Okay. First, Page of Pentacles here, and the Star. Wow. Glad to see this. This is very much, like I said, this is putting oneself first and really hearing your own voice and the voice of spirit, very healthy, looking inward, right? Which brings you to a state of gratitude, um, and self respect too. Libra. It's like you've been, excuse me, you've been through some difficulty in the past, but it's like you have brought um, a balance into your own life instead of looking outside of you. Like, that person was unfair to me. They owe me an apology. That kind of thing. That's expecting an apology from someone else is like, handing the other person power, you know. Screw the apology. You don't need the apology. You are going to work on yourself and your own self-worth. You don't need anyone to help you build your own self-worth. And you certainly don't need pandering to or apologies. So, what am I talking about here? Is that this says that you are in such a healthy place in your life that you are unbothered by what people have done to you, and you are ready to forgive for your own health and your own growth, not necessarily for them, but so that you can move on. If they benefit from your forgiveness, great, it's for the greater good. But you know that resentment, revenge, and all of that is not going to serve anything. You're taking the high road. So that is what this generosity here is about. This is not monetary generosity. This is generosity of heart and spirit here. This is a very high vibrational reading, Libra. Wow. I am speaking to some Libras that have come a long way. The Emperor here is the CEO of his own life. He has taken charge of his own life and is steering his own ship. There's no one in his life that, um, has any power over him, any real power anyway. His strength comes from within. The Page of Pentacles is you. Pages, first of all, are about beginnings. So the beginning of the onset of value, of seeing value of something. This is, you are starting to see the value in yourself and investing in yourself. That's going to bring you to wishes granted. This is potential, the star. This is potential for good things. But the star only comes out in an outcome like this when there is growth, like enormous growth. This is the result of very high vibrational energy. Let's see, do we have, yeah, I don't see anything that needs to be clarified, really. Clarification, advice, higher self. One card. You have a higher self card coming. Hold on. Okay. The light. You see? What did we talk about up here? Self awareness and a keen connection to spirit here. I just heard earth split. Excuse me. So, look, what we're all talking about in the metaphysical community right now, I'm sure you've heard, is the earth split. It's Dolores Cannon's description of what she heard from the ethereal beings that she was in communication with. Um, they talked about the coming, and this was years and years ago for Dolores Cannon. She's no longer with us. I think this was maybe in the 90s that she was having these encounters. Um, and if you don't know Dolores Cannon, you should really look her up. It's fascinating. She's a hypnotist and she was hypnotizing her patients in therapy. And she began to notice that an entity was speaking through her patients, and it was the same entity with different patients. She would put them under, and the entity would come forth and talk about things that, you know, one patient to another, there's no way that the patients knew the same messages, could be carrying the same message. It's very interesting. So, one of many, many messages that she received from this entity was the coming of the earth split um, and the great ascension. So, the earth split is a splitting of dimensions of lower vibrational beings uh, staying in the third dimension and the higher vibrational beings rising to higher dimensions, like the fifth dimension, right? But that it'll happen simultaneously. Um, and that there will be two realities. Um, what that's going to progress to, that's what interests me. I hear some talks that, over a long period of time, these two realities will completely split and we will no longer be able to see each other. But it appears as though in our lifetime, we'll be in the part of the split where we can still see each other, right? The people in the fifth dimension will be able to see the people in the third dimension, but our realities will be very, very different. Um, where the people who choose to stay in the third reality will see nothing but difficulty and heartbreak and um, lower dimensional, indulging in lower dimensional emotions, anger, and depression, and that kind of thing. Where the higher vibrational people will be always striving to grow spiritually and improve themselves and following the lights, the true light. Um, so, Libra, you guys have caught a glimpse of this light. And part of this I just heard at the end of the tunnel. It was like an interruption. So, Spirit wants me to mention, and forgive me, um, you guys who are already subscribed. Um, I know I talk about this often, but it's relevant. The last 20 years of Pluto in Capricorn, where we felt like we are in a dark tunnel and we don't see the light at the end of it. Um, and it was a very helpless feeling where whatever parts of our lives we tried to build or improve, it seemed to crumble all the time. Um, but now that that energy has changed into Pluto and Aquarius, it is a lighter, more supportive energy. Um, we are in that transition now. You are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this is a very interesting picture where it's like um, a wall has been broken here. And now I'm thinking about the meme that I bring up every now and then. I love, love, love this meme where there's a miner, there's a cross section, and you see a miner picking away um, at rock. Um, and then in the next box, like a comic strip, you see just beyond him, there's a huge pocket of like gold and gems and riches, right? But there's like maybe this much rock left. Like you can tell if he just swings his axe, maybe, or his pickaxe, two or three more times, he'll be through the wall, right? But it shows him throwing the pickaxe down and walking in the other direction like he's given up. And if he had just persevered, he he would have gotten there to what would have gotten to what he's looking for. That's what this reminds me of. Like you have broken through. And this doesn't have to do with gems and golds. It's something more substantial than that. This is really knowing oneself, finding one's own light inside, pulling away from the third dimension, right? Because here I was talking about forgiveness and, not indulging in revenge and that kind of thing, because that's third dimensional, that's low vibrational. So that is one of the biggest lessons that we light workers need to cultivate. Because as we're ascending, we're still going to encounter these people on the third dimension. And our growing vibration, our elevating vibration is going to irritate these low vibrational people. They're going to come across our energy. They're going to be very confused by the energy, and it's going to irritate them, which is going to make them display certain behaviors. And we are going to need to learn not to match the energy. We have to shine lights. That's why we are light workers. Our and you're a Libra too. So your superpower is bringing balance. Whenever I talk about this, though, I always remind folks that we are not responsible for these people's ascension, but we can offer our light and hope that they gain something from it that helps them ascend, right? So we can contribute in whatever small way we can to their ascension, not in matching their low vibration so, you can dig yourself and them deeper into low vibration, right? You're bringing balance of light too dark. Libra. So this will continue. There will be other readings. I'm probably going to do bonus this month. We'll see if I have time. There's a lot that I'm putting out in the coming weeks and months. I'm going to start doing astrological events again. I'm doing solar returns, timeless, and that kind of thing. So, but there'll be plenty to talk about, so don't miss it. Hit that notification bell. Thank you to those of you who are already subscribed and helped me get to my milestone of 1,000 subscribers. Um, but even if you think you are subscribed, go have a look anyway. If you're not subscribed, please do. It's a quick gesture that costs you nothing and really does help me. So I thank you in advance. Don't forget to click the notification bell, like I said, so that you don't miss any upcoming episodes. By the way, if you missed it, go have a look in the video section. Um, I did a yearly video, so don't miss that. Um, and it wouldn't hurt for you to look at the January readings if you missed them to catch up. Okay? Um, comments. If you guys have something on your minds, don't hold back. Tell me how this resonates. Um, if you have questions, suggestions, I will be there to answer you. I answer every single comment with glee. It's like Christmas morning. I look forward to it every morning, going to look in the comment section. Um, if you're really inclined to helping me out, what you can also do is go have a look at the playlist section. I have many lists made. Choose one, set it to autoplay, and have it playing in the background as you go about your daily tasks, even as you're winding down and sleeping, because watch hours really do help a channel like mine, a small channel like mine, grow. So thanks a lot. Libra, I will see you soon. Love, light, and many blessings.